12 years ago, The Big Bang Theory was at the height of its popularity, dominating the sitcom landscape and captivating millions of viewers worldwide. The show had already established its ensemble of quirky yet lovable characters, each bringing a unique flavor to the comedic and emotional beats of the series. Among the most intriguing was Stuart Bloom, the socially awkward comic book store owner played by Kevin Sussman. While he was never part of the main roommate core, Stuart managed to carve out a space in the hearts of fans with his dry humor, understated loneliness, and surprisingly deep storylines. It was around the midpoint of the series that audiences began to see just how much potential there was in exploring Stuart's life beyond the confines of Leonard, Sheldon, Penny, and the rest of the Pasadena gang. The idea of a spin-off focusing on him might have seemed far-fetched in the early seasons, but by season 5 and beyond, the pieces were already falling into place to prove it could work. What made Stuart so compelling was the way the writers used him to reflect the social dynamics of the main group without being entirely absorbed into it. Unlike the roommates or Penny, Stuart existed in a world just adjacent to theirs. His comic book store served as a recurring hub for nerd culture jokes and plot setups, but also as a window into a slightly darker, more grounded reality of geek life. While Leonard and Sheldon enjoyed stable employment and a close circle of friends, Stuart was scraping by, financially struggling with self-esteem and often facing genuine isolation. That balance between comedy and pathos is exactly what made his episodes so memorable. The clearest indication that a Stuart-centered spin-off could work came in seasons 6 and 7, when the show expanded on his personal struggles. He was temporarily homeless, living in the comic book store after a fire, and later moved in with Howard's mother, providing some of the most bizarre yet touching interactions of the series. Those storylines allowed Kevin Sussman to showcase an understated comedic timing that blended perfectly with the absurd situations Stuart found himself in. Unlike the bombastic humor of Sheldon or the romantic antics of Leonard and Penny, Stuart's humor was quiet, self-deprecating, and often tinged with a hint of melancholy. That tonal difference could have given a spin-off its own distinct identity while still feeling connected to the Big Bang Theory universe. His relationships with the main cast also hinted at an ability to sustain stories without relying on constant cameos. Leonard's friendship with Stuart, while not always consistent, offered moments of real camaraderie. Sheldon's reluctant visits to the comic book store revealed a unique push-and-pull dynamic, and Raj's attempts to bring Stuart into social events often ended in delightfully awkward exchanges. Even Penny, who at times barely tolerated his presence, shared moments that revealed